Nerdrotic.com.
All right, let's take a look at the Dune trailer. What Dune trailer, you say? The TV show that's going on Max. Let's look at the trailer, and I will give you my thoughts and fears from it.
Yeah, I have thoughts. I
want to hear your thoughts because you're the Dune lore guy. Let's go.
10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides, before the universe would know us as the Bene Gesserit, we founded a sisterhood, assigned to the great houses to help them sift truth from lies. We created a network of influence throughout the Imperium, but power comes with a price.
Mark Strong.
Sister, there was
Hell yeah.
And this is the marriage that makes it possible.
This is us playing God, and we will be judged for it.
Sisterhood above all.
Interesting. Does any of it take place on Dune? Is this origins of the Bene Gesserits or like early days, Chris? What do you think?
Early days, yeah. So in the Dune universe, there was this thing called the Butlerian Jihad, which was
the butt jihad.
Butlerian Jihad. It was basically like wiping out all machines and AI.
Okay.
AI had been bad for mankind, and this was a big war. The aftermath of that resulted in the creation of mentats, which were men who were human computers, and the Bene Gesserit. They have these powers that are almost Jedi-like. So when people say, oh, they're girl bossing, well, they have powers, but really their biggest power is manipulation. So they manipulate the bloodline of houses because they're trying to create the Kwisatz Haderach. That's what they're doing. I mean, even George R.R. Martin would admit Game of Thrones is really based on Dune, and Dune is like a sci-fi Game of Thrones.
Absolutely.
It totally is. So I didn't realize this was going to go back so far in history. I thought it'd be more recent. But 10,000 years?
Seeing them take out like the AI, like, that's a great concept. I actually like that concept.
It's why there's no computers, no robots. There are no alien races. There are guild navigators, but they're former humans taking too much spice.
Okay. So what I'm concerned about, they talked about this on Geeks and Gamers, and when I first heard this, when I first heard this was being made, it got shelved for a little while, and then they found some new writers, and they went ahead with it, and it just sounded like to me, oh, this is going to be Dune GIRLBOSS. And that is the danger with the modern writers. And there's a lot of stories out there that would have been good if you just stuck with the lore.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, it's a bit of a mantra here. But they get turned into something because of that little question that you guys put up on your Film Threat website from the WGA questionnaire is... When you're going to write something, I'm paraphrasing here, what do you want this to be about?
Right.
So when you're adapting something, you want it to be about the adaptation and what the original writer wanted. That's what should be the answer, but that can't be the answer. It's got to be some kind of modern social cause. So that's ingrained into the union, into the DEI policies, and that's why I have very little hope for Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings or anything put out with Hollywood until they show me different, right? Because that's their approach to everything now. So hopefully that's not the case with this. I like Mark Strong.
Same. But I mean, the Dune world is pretty based, right? The Bene Gesserit, they have these powers, but they're more about manipulation. They have the voice, which is something George Lucas took, right? They have certain skills, but they're very low key about it.
And if you look at Dune, just from the movies I watched, admittedly, Chris, they're calling out the Messiah, they're calling out religion, but they're also taking quote unquote third world countries, manipulating them to topple a power structure just to make their own power structure, just to take over another power structure. It's an interesting concept. And I think a lot of people focus on Paul Atreides and not the followers, because if Paul Atreides turns into like this evil emperor, then so do his followers.
Right. And one of the things it may or may not get into is creating like myths and legends or prophecies they seed civilizations with like a messiah will come and save everyone. And then they have some lord or whatever go to that planet and then they are considered the messiah. So that's what happened in Dune. Although Dune is like the cliff notes of Dune, the Dune movies. So I wish they'd gotten into more of this, but I don't know that there's a whole series about this.
Real quick, the poll. Very interesting results on the poll.
Yeah.
Are you interested in watching Dune Prophecy? And 33% yes, 33% no, 34% unsure.
You heard that they scrapped the first pilot. They were right up to shooting and it got shut down. So there were problems.
No, that is a return to normalcy.
Yes.
I haven't covered it probably because I was just spend too much time on Doctor Who. The Witcher at Netflix has been completely canceled, like across the board. So we're getting Dime Store Hemsworth in seasons 4 and 5, but they're filming them back to back. So essentially they got a season. My guess is you get like 5, maybe 6 episodes a season. So it's just one season, essentially, that they're splitting up. All the side projects canceled. Everything's gone. I think they have an animated show coming out, but that was already made. And Netflix is washing their hands of The Witcher. So it's over. And like who could have seen that coming? You sided with Lauren Hisrich, who should, we were talking on Friday Night Tights about director's jail. There needs to be writer's jail and producer's jail. Like that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And Lauren Hisrich shouldn't be allowed to write anything with that big of a failure and going up against your star and breaking the law that much. You do not deserve a job in Hollywood. But these people these people, Phoebe Waller-Bridge keeps getting work. Why? Drinker pointed out yesterday, she's 8 years off of her hit show. What the hell has she done since then? She's just been built up as this feminist media darling that annoys the shit out of everybody. And she's going to fuck up Tomb Raider. Absolutely fuck up Tomb Raider. Bring in writer's jail.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Humboruk joldny krumburul dum dangum buriechen.